When people think, mention, or talk about school, many children these days associate this with heavy loads of content, the horrible teachers they had, or even the unpleasant memories of not succeeding in class. School is a global construction which empowers educators to teach a wealth of content to encourage students to, in the end, apply in society. However, school is much more than this. I believe that a school is a critical part of a child or adolescent's life wherein they are encouraged to grow, develop, and establish knowledge, morals, and a sense of belonging within a large community. These three components have an inextricable link with each other as it allows a student to, in the end, mirror their experiences on a local, state, national, and possibly an international scale. This definition of school is one of my own which has been shaped and influenced by my interactions with teachers, the culture of my schools growing up, and the associated life experiences I have encountered, causing me to choose a teaching degree to share this vision and my understanding of what school is and more specifically the role of a teacher. My senior high school English teacher was one of great importance, as she assisted me to come to an understanding of what life was really about. Through the study of English, one of which is my passion, she was able to teach, guide, and mentor me through my later years of school, continually influencing my own moral compass. Her unique teaching method was highly significant, as it provided not just myself, but the entirety of the class to express and challenge each other's opinions in a safe environment. This empowered each class member to establish their views on worldly topics, those of which include power structures, expression and acceptance of culture, and the importance of identity. On top of this teacher was a vital influence in shaping my understanding of what a schooling experience is all about, as she instilled the importance of social interactions amongst other students, but also teachers. In developing a special teacher-student relation, she assisted in creating school a social environment, rather than an academic one. In saying this, I soon became to believe that school was about forming positive relationships with others, and through that, academic results would come to fruition. Therefore, I came to value the social foundations of education and its associated outcomes, ultimately involving the simplistic nature of how I controlled my ability to learn, and when going through rough periods, I could always turn to this person for guidance. I would not be able to encounter these experiences without the foundational moral guidance through the influence of my primary school principal. The culture of the Catholic school assisted the development of my moral compass and the importance in valuing social justice. She was an educator of great leadership as she became an influential figure who, in whichever right, introduced students to the importance of leadership and consequently, how young primary school students can become leaders within their family, school, social clubs, and ultimately their community. Through a high emphasis on the 7 habits of highly effective people created by the late Stephen Covey, my principal stressed the importance of respect, integrity, individualism, cooperation, and equity. Thus, I was able to form personal opinions on issues which impacted my peers, whilst these core values have ultimately guided me through my schooling life and now in my future, particularly as a pre-service teacher. My positive schooling experiences and the study of EDES101, educational thought, has significantly influenced the creation of my teaching philosophy. My teaching philosophy is: school is a unique place where teachers can inspire and encourage students to be their own individual and leader. Through the learnings of content in all KLAs, students will become aware of the moral and ethical complexities of society and idealize the importance of leadership and educational autonomy. Their journey of school must consist of fun, yet challenging experiences within their subjects, classroom, and school environments. which ultimately establish a sense of enjoyment, moral guidance, and lifelong learnings. My teaching philosophy is quite large and complex, but is my belief summarized, accentuating why I have chosen to become an educator for future generations. The dynamism of society is unpredictable, but always values the importance of a good person. Therefore, my philosophy is also my aim of education, wherein I will strive for all my future students to experience and achieve this in the classroom. In saying this, I strongly believe that my teaching philosophy and ethical aim for all my future students resonate with the purpose of schooling and education. Teachers educate so that students can discover their full ability in terms of their academic, social, physical, cultural, and emotional potential. As Hubner states, teaching is an act of caring for the world and another human being. And through this moral and ethical gesture, students will seek out teachers as role models to find a renewed self and outlive their lifelong learnings into society and the wider world. Moreover, my teaching philosophy aligns with the UN Declaration of the Rights of a Child, and in particular, Article 29. This vital document is a critical foundation as it influences my professional perspective upon the role and responsibility of a teacher. In understanding the Declaration, specifically Article 29, I, as well as other teachers, formulate a perspective wherein school is not all just about students learning content, but also how to apply their knowledge in society for the greater good for themselves, but the wider community. I believe that it is vital as it provides students with the opportunity to fully determine who they are. However, this is not possible without the teacher's direction, guidance, and wealth of knowledge. Davies supports this as he suggests that educators submit to an oath in which they commit themselves to successfully position themselves to challenge students to reveal who they really are. Teachers in Singapore already undergo this as they pledge, "We will be true to our mission to bring out the best in our pupils. We will be exemplary in the discharge of our duties and responsibilities. We will guide our pupils to be good and useful citizens for Singapore. We will continue to learn and pass on the love of learning to our pupils. We will win the trust, support, cooperation of parents and the community so as to enable us to achieve our mission." Moreover, the curriculum within education needs to affiliate the aim to provide students with the knowledge and pedagogy in which educators teach students for the future. As Gobby concerns himself with educators developing knowledge, then embodying that in the classroom, it is vital that students engage in an education discourse which they have autonomy in their learning, whilst teachers guide them in their lifelong learnings. Simultaneously, the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers take a postmodern view on education as their 7 guidelines empower education autonomy upon students, thus providing with the freedom and skills for students to take charge of their own learning. My teaching philosophy is my ultimate aim, purpose, and reason which formulates my passion to become a teacher in the near future. Through my multiplex experiences as a student, my teacher role models have inspired me to continue their mission and passion for education. As a future teacher, I pledge myself to mirror my own teacher's practices and aspire to my teaching philosophy. In doing so, I will share my positive values in the classroom so that students can all outlive them unto the community, develop into their own leader, and finally, to influence society for the better.